I was unloading camping gear from my truck when I heard the sharp crack of a hand hitting flesh followed by my wife screaming, and I turned to see a stranger. 0:088 seconds in a black tactical vest standing in our driveway with his hands still raised while Jade held her face and stumbled backward. My name is Donovan Wright and 0:1616 seconds I am a 37-year-old active duty Army Master Sergeant serving with the 75th Ranger Regiment at Fort Benning, Georgia, where I have spent the past 16. 0 to 25 seconds years in special operations conducting missions that required absolute discipline, split-second tactical decisions, and the ability to control. 0:33 seconds violence with surgical precision rather than explosive chaos. My training had taught me to assess threats instantly. 0 to 40 seconds respond with exactly appropriate force, and maintain operational control even when adrenaline demanded I destroy the threat completely. I was built compact. 0 to 48 seconds and efficient from years of special operations physical training. Not bulky, but functionally strong in ways that mattered for carrying equipment over. 0:56 seconds long distances and maintaining combat effectiveness for extended periods. My expertise was in small unit tactics, close quarters combat, and leadership. 1:041 minute, 4 seconds under the most intense pressure imaginable. But none of that training mattered in the 2 seconds it took my brain to process that a stranger had just struck my wife in our own driveway. 1:131 minute, 13 seconds while I was 10 feet away. The only thing that mattered was the cold rage that settled over me, tempered by 16 years of 1:201 minute, 20 seconds learning to control violence rather than be controlled by it. But nothing in my 16 years of special operations had prepared me for how hard it would be to 1:281 minute, 28 seconds maintain that control when every instinct screamed to end the threat that had just assaulted the woman I loved. 1:331 minute, 33 seconds that I dropped the camping gear and moved toward them with purpose but not panic. My training overriding emotion. 1:391 minute, 39 seconds Jade was holding her left cheek, tears streaming down her face, her expression showing shock and pain. The man who had 1:461 minute, 46 seconds struck her was tall and heavy, maybe 50 years old with grey hair, wearing a black tactical vest with fake patches. 1:531 minute, 53 seconds and a clipboard in his other hand. A second man in similar gear stood near a dark truck watching. Get away from my 2:002 minutes wife, I said. My voice carrying the command authority that made Rangers respond instantly during operations. 2:082 minutes, 8 seconds right now. The man who had slapped Jade turned toward me with arrogance that suggested he thought he controlled this situation. Sir, your wife assaulted an 2:172 minutes, 17 seconds HOA enforcement officer. I defended myself using appropriate force. She is being cited for assault and obstruction. 2:262 minutes, 26 seconds I looked at Jade, who was 5 feet 4 inches in tall and weighed maybe 120 pounds. A kindergarten teacher who spent her days helping. 2:342 minutes, 34 seconds 5-year-olds learn to read. The idea that she had assaulted anyone was absurd and offensive. What happened? I asked. 2:422 minutes, 42 seconds Jade, keeping myself between her and the man who had hit her. I was getting the mail and he stopped me saying we had. 2:482 minutes, 48 seconds violations, Jade said through tears, her voice shaking. I told him we do not have an HOA and asked him to leave. He. 2:572 minutes, 57 seconds said I was interfering with official business. When I took out my phone to call you, he slapped me and said I was assaulting him by refusing to cooperate. 3:063 minutes, 6 seconds the man stepped forward, holding his clipboard like authority. I am Officer Rutherford Mason with Creek-eyed HOA. 3:133 minutes, 13 seconds enforcement division. Your wife became verbally abusive and physically aggressive when I attempted to issue violation citations. I used minimal. 3:223 minutes, 22 seconds necessary force to defend myself from assault. She is being detained pending arrival of law enforcement to press. 3:293 minutes, 29 seconds charges. Every word was designed to justify violence against my wife while claiming official authority he did not. 3:363 minutes, 36 seconds possess. I looked at the red mark on Jade's face where he had struck her hard enough to leave visible injury. I looked at his hand, still positioned. 3:453 minutes, 45 seconds aggressively, and I made a tactical decision that I pulled out my phone and called 911 while maintaining visual contact with both men. This is Master. 3:543 minutes, 54 seconds Sergeant Donovan Wright at 2743, Oakwood Drive. A man just assaulted my wife by slapping her in the face. I need police. 4:024 minutes, 2 seconds and I need them now. I am active duty military with the 75th Ranger Regiment. 4:084 minutes, 8 seconds the suspect is still on scene. The 911 dispatcher's tone changed when I identified as Rangers. Sergeant, units. 4:164 minutes, 16 seconds are responding. Code 3. Are you or your wife injured? My wife has visible injury to her face where she was struck. 4:244 minutes, 24 seconds the suspect is claiming to be HOA enforcement. I am maintaining visual contact but not engaging physically unless he attempts to flee or assault my. 4:344 minutes, 34 seconds wife again. Sergeant, officers are 2 minutes out. Do not engage unless necessary for defense. Rutherford tried. 4:424 minutes, 42 seconds to leave, walking toward his truck. I moved to block his path without touching him. You are not leaving. You assaulted. 4:504 minutes, 50 seconds me wife. Police are en route. You will explain to them why you struck a military spouse. The second man, who I. 4:584 minutes, 58 seconds later learned was Ambrose Locke, moved toward me aggressively. That was a tactical error. My training assessed the 5:055 minutes, 5 seconds threat instantly. 2 suspects, 1 showing aggressive movement, confined space, need to control without injury while protecting my wife that I used a 5:135 minutes, 13 seconds basic Ranger combative technique, redirecting Ambrose's forward momentum with minimal force and guiding him to the ground in a controlled position that immobilized him without causing injury. 5:225 minutes, 22 seconds. The entire movement took less than 2 seconds. Ambrose was face down on my driveway with his arms controlled before. 5:295 minutes, 29 seconds. She understood what had happened. Do not move, I said calmly. I have you in a restraint position. If you struggle, you will hurt yourself. Stay still. 5:405 minutes, 40 seconds. Rutherford froze, clearly recognizing that I was not a regular civilian and that attempting to flee or fight was not going to work. Columbus police arrived. 5:495 minutes, 49 seconds. 90 seconds later. 3 units responding to assault on a military spouse. Officer Parrish emerged first and immediately. 5:565 minutes, 56 seconds. Assessed the situation. Me maintaining control of 1 suspect on the ground, the second suspect standing motionless. 6:046 minutes, 4 seconds, and my wife holding her face with visible injury. Sergeant Wright, Officer Parrish asked. Yes, sir. The suspect in. 6:126 minutes, 12 seconds. The vest struck my wife in the face approximately 4 minutes ago, when his partner attempted to interfere with my 6:186 minutes, 18 seconds. 911 call. I restrain him using military knives. Neither suspect is injured. My wife has visible injury too. 6:276 minutes, 27 seconds. Her face from being slapped. Officer Parrish examined Jade's face, the red mark clear and obvious. Did this. 6:356 minutes, 35 seconds. Man strike you? Yes, Jade said, her voice still shaking. I was getting mail and he said we had violations. When I took out my phone, he slapped me. 6:466 minutes, 46 seconds. Officer Parrish turned to Rutherford with cold professionalism. Sir, you struck this woman. She was assaulting me by 6:546 minutes, 54 seconds. Refusing to cooperate with official HOA enforcement. Rutherford said, still trying to maintain his story. I defended. 7:027 minutes, 2 seconds. Myself by slapping a woman half your size. Officer Parrish replied, that is assault. You are under arrest. As 7:117 minutes, 11 seconds. Officers handcuffed both suspects. A detective named Esther Crane arrived. 7:167 minutes, 16 seconds. When she learned I was active duty rangers and that my wife had been assaulted, she took detailed statements and photographed Jade's injury. 7:247 minutes, 24 seconds. Carefully. Sergeant Wright, assault on a military spouse is taken very seriously. We will prosecute this aggressively. 7:337 minutes, 33 seconds. Additionally, I am notifying Fort Benning Military Police because crimes against military families are investigated jointly. Fort Benning. 7:427 minutes, 42 seconds. Criminal Investigation Division was notified. C investigates serious crimes involving military personnel and their 7:497 minutes, 49 seconds. Families when a special operations soldier's wife was assaulted. C responded Doc Special Agent Morrison. 7:577 minutes, 57 seconds. Arrived within 2 hours. He interviewed me Jade and reviewed the evidence. 8:028 minutes, 2 seconds. Sergeant Wright assaulting a ranger's wife while he was present shows either incredible stupidity or complete ignorance of who they were targeting. We. 8:118 minutes, 11 seconds. Will coordinate with civilian prosecutors and ensure this is prosecuted as assault on a military family. The investigation revealed. 8:188 minutes, 18 seconds. Rutherford and Ambrose had been running fake HOA scams across Columbus and Fort Benning area, specifically targeting military families when soldiers were. 8:278 minutes, 27 seconds. Deployed or in training. That they had encountered an active duty ranger who was home, witnessed the assault, and responded with professional restraint that gave prosecutors perfect evidence. 8:388 minutes, 38 seconds. The leverage was significant. C explained to Rutherford and Ambrose that they faced state assault charges plus potential federal charges for targeting. 8:468 minutes, 46 seconds. Military families. Additionally, assaulting a special operations soldier's wife brought attention from the military community that made their prosecution a 8:548 minutes, 54 seconds. Priority. The trial took place 8 months later in Muscogee County. Jade testified about being slapped unprovoked. 9:029 minutes, 2 seconds. Testified about witnessing the assault and restraining Ambrose without injury when he attempted to interfere. Police testified about the scene and evidence. 9:129 minutes, 12 seconds. Medical experts testified about the injury to Jade's face. Military family advocacy representatives testified about 9:199 minutes, 19 seconds. The targeting of military spouses. The prosecution emphasized Rutherford had struck a kindergarten teacher who weighed barely over 100 pounds, claiming she 9:289 minutes, 28 seconds. Assaulted him while her special operations husband watched. The absurdity and cruelty of that claim was obvious. The defense tried to argue. 9:369 minutes, 36 seconds. Rutherford felt threatened. The evidence destroyed that defense. Jade was getting mail. She took out her phone. He slapped her. There was no threat, only violence. 9:479 minutes, 47 seconds. The jury deliberated 90 minutes. Guilty on all counts, including assault on a female. Sentencing was harsh. Rutherford. 9:569 minutes, 56 seconds. Received 14 years in state prison with enhancements for assault on military spouse. Ambrose got 9 years as an 10:0310 minutes, 3 seconds. Accomplice. 3 months later. Jade and I were having dinner when she brought up the incident. Donovan, when he slapped me and I looked over and saw 10:1110 minutes, 11 seconds. I knew he had made a terrible mistake. Not because you would hurt him, but because you would make sure he faced. 10:18 10 minutes, 18 seconds justice. 16 years in Rangers. I said, I have been trained to respond to threats with controlled precision. When he 10:27 10 minutes, 27 seconds slapped you, every instinct wanted me to end him, but my training controlled that. I called police, documented. 10:34 10 minutes, 34 seconds everything, restrained Ambrose without injury when he interfered, and let the system handle it. That is what's special. 10:42 10 minutes, 42 seconds operations discipline means. Controlling violence, not being controlled by it. He is in prison for 14 years, she said. 10:51 10 minutes, 51 seconds quietly. He assaulted